when it comes to flexibility, elasticity, when it comes to stronger, healthier joints. Andrew, it's great to spend some time with you on this Labor Day. How are you, sir?
I am great, Adam. How are you?
I'm thrilled to hear your voice and thrilled that we're doing this. We've got some good monthly specials.
Now, this is sort of the good timing because we tend to rotate our monthly specials between the annual Today special. So every year we do a Today special on glucosamine, a Today special on turmeric, and on our secure bars. So this is the 6 months where they all become monthly specials, and as anyone who's followed my business knows, monthly specials have become really popular. So because of that, as a manufacturer, the pricing on our monthly specials is almost as good as the pricing on the Today special. So great savings on all three products.
And you can see on the pricing charts right there, you know, whichever size you choose, the savings are magnificent. Even that largest size, as you see, in the bulk powder or the capsules, that's what you'll be able to pay today. That's what you'll be able to pay today versus what it normally is. So you're saving a lot. And Andrew, this is a product that is, in so many ways, a notice the difference, feel the difference every day.
And it's one of those products that, because it's been around for quite some time, it's easy to underestimate its importance. I think what happens in the supplement industry, we all fall in love with the latest and greatest exciting ingredient, even though in most cases the latest and greatest ingredient doesn't have the science of the old standby ingredients. So we know that when we think about other types of products. So when it comes to glucosamine and chondroitin, these are the very critical structural molecules of our joints that, as we age, our ability to provide them, our ability to synthesize them, it's like so many other things in our body, doesn't work as well as when we're young. And also when we're older, our body is trying to keep up with that lifetime of wear and tear. So glucosamine and chondroitin, as we age, just becomes more and more important. I wouldn't dream of going a day without it. I try to remain very active despite my advancing years. And now I used to have my goddaughter to force me to be active. Now I have her children that I find myself, as I did today, chasing after on the beach and things like that. So it's something, if we want to, and it's well published in the science, that remaining active is one of the most critical aspects of having a healthy aging brain, let alone just a quality of life. So glucosamine and chondroitin being a critical building block of the machinery in our body that keeps us active, it's again easy to become blasé about it because it's been around so long, and with no company longer than mine. I introduced my first glucosamine and chondroitin product in September of 1979.
Wow.
So long before anyone else, decades before anyone else. So if anyone should be bored with it, it should be me. And I'm more excited about it. The science is more exciting than ever.
It's a product that makes a difference every single day in so many of our lives, and with thousands of reviews, that difference is felt and it's heard and it's read and it's seen. There is no finer glucosamine chondroitin product in the world than Andrew's, validated by science. You just can't compare it. I'll read 3 very quick reviews. Pricing is exciting if you're able to order it right now, obviously for our monthly special. Just hear the words that people say though. This first one, best on the market. I can't say enough good things about this product. I've been taking it for years and would not be without it. I'm in my 70s and I have no knee or hip issues, and I attribute that to Andrew Lessman's product. If I happen to skip it for a few days, I notice discomfort in my hands. Far easier to take than the capsules the other companies produce. Miracle Worker, this formula is great. It has helped me so much. I have discomfort in my left hip. It has really helped to ease the intensity by supporting supporting the cartilage in my hips back and anywhere there is a need. I have more ease of movement with this formula. I was amazed at how it has helped me a couple of weeks after taking it. I suppose it would depend on the degree of need for the time it would take to help. I have recommended it to friends who have ordered it already. And then one last one from Teddy. This is, should have listened to Andrew long ago. That's what I always say. I always listen to Andrew. I finally decided to try these after many, many years of using a popular drugstore brand. They were somewhat helpful, but never like Andrew's are. After taking these for a short time, I can truthfully say they are remarkable. I notice more comfort than I have in years. I have started my hubby on these as well. I am hopeful these are helping ease his back since he does not complain as much. I have happy knees. Andrew, isn't that the case though, that a lot of the stuff you find in the market is the mass market form, the less, I suppose, it's the inexpensive form, it's the less beneficial form?
It's the cheap, low quality, less beneficial. The science is crystal clear. Glucosamine sulfate is the choice in terms of glucosamine. Unfortunately, the majority of products use glucosamine hydrochloride. That's because they're just tablets thrown together by contract manufacturers.
Right.
We're unique. We make all our products ourselves. And what's interesting, all of those reviews are very insightful. There's so many thousands of them. They're meaningful. But I love the science when you look at you look at what they call double-blinded clinical trials or randomized clinical trials, and you see folks, they don't know if they're taking the beneficial component or not. And the only folks who do are the researchers. So when you see a benefit or hear about the benefit, and the benefit is appropriately screened, that the only way this is happening is because the active component, the component being tested, is delivering that benefit even better. When you can see the results in x-rays, when they actually use what they call radiographic evidence, when they're actually looking at the results, the impact of the material on joints, on say our knees,
yes,
or in intervertebral spaces, the spaces between the vertebrae and our back. And you actually can see beneficial effects that the ingredient has on the actual joint structure. These are the things that are meaningful for me, and that's why the only way to make a product is to follow the specific ingredient based upon the research and science. And that's what's so sad, is that the majority of products that people will try will be made ignoring the science, which is just disturbing to me.
I always say it, and I find it hard to maybe articulate what I'm trying to say, but whenever I present anything from Andrew, I feel it's HSN's finest moment, because Andrew's products are simply the best. The thought, the care, the concern, the passion that goes into it, no hype. And I don't want to talk about Andrew like he's not listening, but there's no hype that goes into this. It's all real, it's all validated, it's all authentic. And the results and the reviews are exciting to share because people are passionate about how they feel. And something that, we're proud to talk about. Andrew, after all these years on HSN, there is something to be said for good, old, plain and simple, best in the world quality.
Well, as I said, we make everything. My only goal when I started my company 45 years ago was to make vitamins, supplements that followed the science, that were without additives, 100% pure. I assumed that doing things correctly, there would be a multitude of companies that would eventually copy us. And what's interesting, there have been none. Most companies still rely on someone else to make products for them. They really don't care about the quality enough to make it themselves. They don't use the finest ingredients. They use additives. So, I'm trying not to brag about what we do, but simply distinguish us and differentiate what we do from everyone else. And back in the day when I started on QVC, just as you said, when I started on QVC, they would say this is QVC's finest moment.
Right.
That QVC had a company on air there going back to 1990, that my only goal was to make the best supplements in the world. And that was, almost 35 years ago. Amazing. So it's something that I'm I'm proud of. It is our exclusive focus that as long as we're making a supplement, it will be not just best in class, it will be best, period, end of story. That is our sole goal, whether you started taking my glucosamine 45 years ago or my turmeric 30 years ago, that we have been ahead of the pack in terms of how we identify these ingredients and how we deliver them in terms of quality and in terms of benefit. And that's why if you look at our products, there's probably more than 100,000 reviews at hsn.com, and they average between 4.6 and 4.7 stars.
Perhaps it's your neck or elbows or hips or knees. Maybe it's the reviews or the idea of that elasticity and flexibility. There's every reason in the world to try this. Like everything that we'll talk about tonight, you always have our 30-day return policy. The pricing is what's really attracting so many folks to order this evening. So you can choose, obviously, the 75, 150, 300, or the 600 capsules. That's where the pricing normally is. If you order today, really serious savings. And as we mentioned, as Andrew mentioned, there is also the bulk powder version. And Andrew, your only other choice is whether you go for, as I call it, the classic or the version with UC2, correct?
With UC2, I would highly recommend. UC2 isn't sort of redundant or repetitive glucosamine chondroitin. UC2, undenatured type 2 collagen, it uses the immune system to benefit your joints because your immune system is involved with determining whether or not your joints are going to be broken down, your joints are going, it's constant turnover. Like any tissue, there's constant turnover in our body going on at all times. That is the case with our joints. And UC2 utilizes that process and modulating your immune system to enhance the efficacy of glucosamine and chondroitin. So the two together are even better than either one separately.
Thank you for shopping with Andrew and I. Happy Labor Day to everybody. We'll obviously make sure you know when we start to get limited as the month goes along, but a great